Hi everyone, I'm Jacqueline Sussman. I'm an environmental studies graduate student at the University of Montana. For this report, I compiled the most recent economic data for on renewable energy in the nation as well as for Montana, and compared it to the most recent economic data on fossil fuels. So as every Montanan is well aware, the disastrous effects of climate change have never been more apparent than this past summer in Montana. Experts, including those in this room, are predicting the current climate trends listed on this slide for Montana. The general trends show that we're facing hotter summers with less rain and warmer winters with less snow and more rain. Ask any farmer, angler, or ski bum, these are not positive trends. So this is a photo of the Lodgepole Complex fire, which was in Garfield County of eastern Montana. And this fire burned over 270,000 acres this past summer. The summer months of 2017 were the hottest and driest on record for the state of Montana. Montana hosted the largest wildfire in the country in 2017, and in total, wildfires consumed over 1 million acres in Montana. Climate change is jeopardizing the most economically important industries, including agriculture, fisheries, wildlife tourism, and winter recreation. All this is to say that climate change is not some distant issue. Its impacts are already being felt throughout the vast and diverse landscapes of Montana. So this is the Colstrip Generating Station, which sits in Rosebud County, and that is located 465 miles east of Missoula. It's the 8th largest polluter of greenhouse gases in the country. The Colstrip Generating Station wins several prizes. This 4-unit plant is the 2nd largest coal-fired plant in the West. In 2010, the EPA ranked Colstrip as the 8th largest greenhouse gas emitter in the country, and it's been consistently ranked among the top 10. In addition, the plant is ranked among the top 15 coal-fired polluters of mercury in the nation. I think it's important to note that though there are 6 different companies that own Colstrip, only one of them has an office in Montana, and that's Northwestern Energy. Renewable energy legislation signed in 2016 by both Washington State Governor Jay Inslee and Oregon State Governor Kate Brown signify the rapid phase-out of coal energy from 2 of Colstrip's largest consumers. Units 1 and 2 are scheduled for closure by 2022. In September 2017, Puget Sound Energy announced that it will pay down all debts to the plant by 2027. This is happening a decade sooner than previously expected, and is a driving predictor of the closure of Units 3 and 4. So a major question facing Montana is, what's next for Colstrip? What's going to happen to the community, as well as the surrounding environment, the plant infrastructure, and those transmission lines? Montana now has an incredible opportunity with its fast-approaching closure. The American renewable energy economy is booming. The U.S. Department of Energy 2016 Energy and Employment Report stated that more than double the number of Americans are working in the solar industry as are working in the coal industry. There are approximately 12.5 times as many wind energy workers as coal workers in the United States. And what's the fastest growing occupation in the country? You guessed it, wind turbine technician. States across the country are phasing out coal-fired energy and increasing the percentage of electricity generated by renewables. This is especially true in the Pacific Northwest. Mayors of 120 cities have signed the Sierra Club Pledge to transition their city to 100% renewable energy, and 5 U.S. cities have already achieved this goal. States are quickly shifting their energy profiles away from fossil fuel energy and towards renewables. As our Northwest neighbors join the clean energy economy, Montana risks being left behind. As the cost of solar technology and installation steadily decline, more and more Americans are investing in small-scale solar systems. The average cost of a 5 kilowatt solar system in 2017 is 9% lower than it was in 2016. Since 2008, U.S. solar installation has increased 17-fold. In terms of U.S. jobs, solar is dominating. In 2016, the solar industry employed 43% of the electric power generation workforce, while all fossil fuel jobs combined accounted for 22%. Another interesting thing about jobs in the solar industry is that 80% of jobs are demand-side services, such as installation and sales. Most of these jobs require local residency and cannot be outsourced. Solar jobs are local jobs. The cost competitiveness of wind energy is surging as the economics of wind technology are driving this industry's rapid growth. Since 2008, wind turbine prices have decreased up to 40%, and over the past decade, the wind industry has invested more than $143 billion domestically. The wind industry is adding jobs faster than any other energy industry in the U.S. And in many states where there isn't much installed wind capacity, they have a wind technology manufacturing plant, which provides stable jobs for local residents. Not only are the costs of renewable technology and installation steadily dropping, but various technologies for renewable energy storage are also advancing. The cost of batteries continues to drop, and there's excitement around a technology called pumped hydro storage, which uses the renewable resource of flowing water sent through energy-generating hydroelectric turbines. There's a pumped hydro storage project that's been approved in Montana called Gordon Butte. I spoke with Jeff Fox, who is the Montana Policy Manager at Renewable Northwest, and his thoughts are that if the Gordon Butte project goes forward, it would guarantee Montana to be a renewable energy powerhouse in the new economy. So, technology improvements and increased efficiency is part of the reason renewable costs are dropping. But there are other factors that drive the cost of renewable systems, such as tax incentives and renewable policies. One that I want to quickly mention is net metering. Net metering is a system of giving solar energy customers who generate their own electricity credit on the utility bills for the electricity they deliver back to the grid. Net metering policies are important because they make home solar systems more cost-effective for consumers. They're also more energy efficient because they make use of the excess energy that isn't being used by the producer. Montana does currently have a net metering policy, but it could be better, such as by allowing annual credit balances to roll over and by allowing electricity generating sources to be connected to multiple meters, which is known as aggregate net metering. Mike Sudek of Big Sky Solar says that Northwestern Energy is approaching net metering in a way that hurts their bottom line because net metering decentralizes the grid, which supports a more efficient system that can better manage the ups and downs of electricity demand. Our neighboring states of Idaho, Washington, Oregon, and Wyoming are surpassing Montana with their investments in renewable energy. In 2016, Montana ranked 42nd in the nation for solar installations, while Washington placed 28th, Oregon 18th, and Idaho 16th. For solar installations, we're behind all of our neighbors except for Wyoming, but that's not saying much because we're both in the bottom 10. In 2016, the wind installation rankings, Montana did better by placing 22nd in the nation, but it still fell behind all of its neighbors, as Idaho came in 20th, Wyoming 15th, Washington 9th, and Oregon 8th in the nation. When you consider that Montana has the potential to be top 5 for wind energy potential, we should be doing much better than this. Montana is also lagging behind when it comes to renewable energy jobs. In 2016, Montana ranked as 47th in the nation for solar jobs per capita. The 2016 wind job rankings are currently unavailable, but Montana supported between 501 and 1,000 wind energy jobs last year. There are no wind energy manufacturing facilities in the state. Though Montana is currently lagging behind our neighboring states, the good news is that there's enormous potential to turn this around. Montana's peak wind energy output in the winter months perfectly complements the spring peak of hydropower in the Pacific Northwest and California's solar peak in the summer. Montana averages 300 days of sunshine per year, and the capital of Helena has an average monthly solar radiation that's 26% greater than the national average. The U.S. Department of Energy ranks Montana as third in the nation for states with the greatest wind capacity potential. Using the current technology, wind power can supply more than 240 times Montana's current energy needs. With such enormous untapped potential in wind and solar development, Montana could transition its energy system to clean energy and become a renewable energy leader. As the closure of Colstrip is quickly approaching, the state should be working to repurpose plant infrastructure and shift the transmission lines to supplying renewable energy. There are some large-scale renewable projects either proposed or already operating in the state, which gives us a glimpse of Montana's potential. Comprised of 90 turbines, the Judith Gap Wind Farm generates 135 megawatts of wind energy, or enough to power 30,000 homes annually. A 480-acre solar farm that's proposed to sit on the northwest edge of Billings, the Montana Sun Solar Farm would produce 80 megawatts of electricity, which is enough to power 14,400 homes. It would be the state's largest solar project and the first on public land. In September 2016, the state signed a lease with Montana Sun for the project. A project that's flown under the radar, the Clearwater Wind Farm, is a 300-megawatt operation that could produce enough clean energy to power 300,000 homes. It's also located close to Colstrip, which could mean an opportunity for Colstrip workers to work for wind energy without a long commute. Montana is facing a critical decision on the future of its energy system. It's time to choose an energy path forward that provides a long-term, sustainable future for generations of Montanans to come. Thank you.